No matter what, people will commit to misunderstanding you. What's most important is your commitment to understanding yourself. Hello, you guys. My name is Nkirika Madani, known as NK, and welcome back to Misunderstood. They don't control who you become. This episode is not directly related to our summer series. However, I thought it's an important reminder for everyone and something that's been weighing on me that I really wanted to share. Before we get into it, remember to rate this podcast, Misunderstood, 5 stars. This helps the success of the show deeply. It is a free and easy way to show support and give back to this podcast. I love creating episodes each week, and I want to be able to continue, and every single rating helps so much in the continuation of this podcast. If you have not already, please take some time right now while you're listening to leave a rating, a 5-star rating on Misunderstood. Thank you so much. I wanted to talk about how people's perception of you is quite literally not who you are. A lot of people like to make it sound like that, and a lot of people like to try to write your narrative and your story and put it off as fact, when in fact, the only person who can write your story is you. And the only person who knows who you are to your core is you. And the people who are being negative are projecting, are taking it personally when it's not personal. And I've had a lot of situations happen recently, but I wanted to shed some light on a few. With that comes some takeaways that hopefully will help you if you are experiencing any of the same. I got a TikTok comment recently saying that I was a mean girl. I cannot even say that with a straight face. And that I don't like to share anything unless people support my content. Let's unpack that one. Someone saying that you're a mean girl who doesn't know you, who doesn't know your day-to-day, who literally only knows the few fragments of your life that you post, saying someone is a mean girl is actually so confusing. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me, really, when it really comes down to it, right? Because social media is fake. You don't know anything about me, but you are so quick to pass judgment. Also, I think what's really funny about this specific commenter is that this person follows me. This person follows me and continuously leaves hate comments. If you feel that way about me, you following me is actually even more insane, because people who don't like you shouldn't be sticking around. Oh, wait. Are you sticking around because you are secretly a hater and are trying to watch my every move? That's giving obsessed. And that's just being honest. On Misunderstood, we talk about how people will commit to misunderstanding you, which all comes down to assumptions and all comes down to people's preconceived notions about you. So it doesn't even matter what you say. They have you figured out in their head and nothing is going to change it. All right. So now let's talk about the assumption here. You're passing judgment, but you don't know me. I, quote, don't like to share anything unless you're supporting my content. Let's think about it. If you know somebody is a content creator, if you do some critical thinking and you know someone's a content creator and you see something that someone's wearing, let's say a pair of shoes, you see this girl online wearing a pair of shoes. You think, oh my gosh, I want that pair of shoes. And the creator who, again, the only reason why you're super excited about them is because of this creator's video. You ask them for where they got it. They tell you it's on their like to know it, which if you don't know what a like to know it is a place that you can share links and people can go buy the direct item that you're talking about, and the creator gets commission off of each sale. The product is the same price as if you were to walk into a store and buy it, or if you bought it on your own, scouring the internet. But the creator took their time and made it really easy and really streamlined for you to literally just go immediately, find what you're interested in, buy it, and move on. But I'm seeing that a lot of people are upset about that. Why? You're directly getting inspiration from somebody, and the person who is helping you fulfill what you want to disregard them. But again, you are okay with getting something from them. You are okay with getting what you want from them. But when it comes to the creator getting some kickback, again, adding no more amount of dollars to what you're spending, it's the same price either way. That's now a problem. That will never make sense to me. I've seen so many creators bitch about this, myself included. Because wouldn't you want to just support the person who you found something from? That seems like common sense to me. But again, I've said this before, common sense is not so common. And it really makes me think the people who are so bitter and the people who do not like that answer, you also don't deserve what I'm saying. I don't need to tell you anything. I could also just flat out ignore you. But I'm actually not only helping you, I'm actually giving you a direct pathway to what you're asking me. But that's now too much. That will never sit right with me. I see a lot of people doing this on my YouTube videos specifically. I see the back end. I see people clicking on the links because I can see the back end. People ask me specifically for items. I'm seeing the clicks, so I know that is happening. And then no sales are happening for certain items. That always makes me think. It feels like people just want their information, but do not care about the person behind the camera. Do not care that the only reason this came into your perception, most likely, for the most part, is because of the creator you're watching who you are deriving inspiration from. You know that's true. I know that's true. So let's stop pretending. If people get offended by you speaking your truth, it was about them. Because if it did not apply to you, you would not feel a type of way. Secure people and content people wouldn't be pressed. My example, recently on YouTube, I created a video about a hard time I have been recently going through. It was one of my most honest vlogs I've ever created. This brings me back to another vlog I did over a year ago. That was, at that time, the most honest vlog I had ever created. But I believe that this video I'm speaking of tops it. Not only do I shed light on that I am having a hard time, but I speak very honestly about me as a creator and me sharing. I will never get on the internet and be fake, and I will never get on the internet and be performative or change who I am for anyone. I'm a lot of things, but I will never be who you want me to be because I get to choose who I am, and that is a blessing. And no one is ever going to sway my opinion, and no one is ever going to make me feel wrong or bad about how I choose to share. Not over here. Because I've spent so much time gaining so much self-confidence and standing 10 toes down about who I am. No one is ever going to break me or shake me again. And in that video, I even called out, not anyone specific, I called out what I've been seeing over time, how there are people who had actively supported me, and I know that they don't anymore, and that's okay. Because there will truly always be a new class of people. There will truly always be more people in your corner. Even when people leave, there will be more people in your corner. And the people who leave are literally just making space for the right people to pull up a seat. I made a TikTok video recently about how people will always be watching. So you need to just post, and you need to continue to post. If you like posting, this is applying to the people who are aspiring content creators, who have been content creators for a while, who are vets and who might feel lost or defeated or burnt out. This applies to literally all of you. People will always be watching. So you need to continue to post. Because what I've seen specifically on YouTube is that I've had waves, literal waves and cycles of people who were supporting me when I just started, who were supporting me in the middle of my journey thus far. So when I had half of the size of my audience that I have now. And I believe that I'm in another transitional phase right now with my channel and with YouTube, where a lot of people who were there at the beginning aren't here now, and that's okay. Because what I've literally seen is that there are so many new people here now who are supporting me, who are writing for me, who are cheering me on. And as a creator, I have to focus on the good, because this career path, this journey is not for the weak. It is very mentally exhausting. And if I don't focus on the good, I won't be able to do this job anymore. I won't be able to be who I am in my full being if I listened to the negative. And I'm not even a big creator. And I think about how these creators who we see popping off and who have been in the game for a while, we see how hate comments can really, really, really be detrimental to someone's literal quality of life. It can make them depressed. It can make them want to not be here anymore. And that is sick and is twisted. And people on the other side of the screen who don't even understand that who you're watching, yeah, they are a person just like you are. They just chose to put themselves out there. And you know what? Power fucking to them. But for you to be on the other end, to just judge and throw stones when you don't really know them is sick and twisted. And I don't fuck with that. I don't. I don't appreciate when people are so narrow-minded and when people want to make it about them, because negative comments just means that you're trying to spin it and make it about you. You're trying to derive something because you took it personally, and you taking it personally doesn't impact everyone else. It doesn't. This goes into parasocial relationships, which are very scary, actually. I've had a lot of very borderline traumatic situations on the internet already. And again, I'm not even a big creator. There's ways that I can mitigate it, and there's ways that I can stay in my happy bubble. Anyways, back to the YouTube video. So the comments were a mixed bag. And yeah, of course I read them, but I did not respond to any comment. Saying something is not going to change any person's perception. Every single person who left a negative comment on that video spoke volumes to me, and it made it very clear that a lot of people who are silent watchers, if now is the time that you're speaking up, that means that you were part of the problem. That is the truth. What I said in my video still stands. Why? Is because it applies to the people it applies to. If it didn't apply to you, you wouldn't have said what you said. You wouldn't have taken it personally. You would have also had a little more critical thinking and thought, there's a deeper level to what she's saying. But no, you wanted to take it surface level, and you wanted to take it in a specific way. And there was only literally one comment, which was a reply to one of the comments about the reality of the situation, the actual intention behind my video. Only one person out of everybody in there understood. And that's the only comment that I validated. And it was the only comment that I hearted. And as I said in a previous episode, ignoring them is your best response. There is so much power in silence. There's so much power. Saying anything is not going to do anything. Being silent and standing on what I said, because my video, I'm 100% standing on it, that's all that matters. And through that, let me say this right now. Let me say this crystal clear. If any of those people who commented unfollow me, unsubscribe, that literally, quite literally, full circle proves my point. It proved the point in the video. Whoever that message in the video was for, it was for. And you can take that however the hell you want. It doesn't matter. Because as I said, the people who know me and understand who I am as much as they can, and I want to say that, because again, social media is fake. There are a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me, about you, about anybody, of course. But the person who I know that I am and the person who I bring on social media, which is literally the extension of me, the fruit of who I am, the essence of who I am, the people who actually know that showed with how people commented. It was so apparent with how people commented in that video. And it was actually great to learn that, because that information I will never forget. And I will take that into how I mold this channel going forward. That's the truth. A lot of people are very, very loose-lipped, and a lot of people are too comfortable with how they speak to people on the internet. Too damn comfortable. And again, this literally goes into the parasocial of it all. And all of this is really just learning lessons for me. Every single video I create, every single comment that someone leaves me, all of it, I'm clocking it all. I'm understanding through each and every video how people are moving and how I can continue to just be a better and better version of myself. Always stay true to myself. If something's on my mind, I'm going to speak up. And let's be clear, if you don't like it, it doesn't matter, because it's my page and it's my channel and it's how I'm choosing to speak on myself. And it's not hurting anybody in specific. As long as no one is being literally hurt, an opinion is an opinion, and we are all entitled to one. When you fully stand in your truth, speak unapologetically and honestly about who you are through the good and the bad, that's when you find the people who actually like you and who actually want to see you thrive. Personally, I've gotten very, very comfortable with dealing with discomfort and how to push through it In the last episode, I talked about regulating your nervous system and the point about sitting with discomfort to build tolerance. Yeah, that's a very vital human skill that we all need to practice more, because there will be so many people and so many things that will piss you off, but you still have to move through the situation and you still have to be you. The discomfort can shake you, but you cannot let it break you. Although some of what I have experienced recently shook me a little bit, I got so much good feedback from people, even if it wasn't publicly, privately letting me know that they appreciate who I am and they appreciate what I bring and they appreciate my perspective. And it doesn't matter if everyone appreciates it, but there are people who do, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Because at the end of the day, if you don't like it, it wasn't meant for you. I'm not performing for you. I'm not a puppet. What I do isn't for you. If you don't like it, that's okay, but other people do. And it just shows and it confirms that you are not supposed to be in my sphere. Here are a few steps that I wanted to impart to you guys, dealing with how I navigate situations that are uncomfortable and what has helped me throughout all my situations. Number one, getting comfortable with the block button. I don't think we use it enough. I don't think we silence people enough who deserve it, who don't deserve to speak. We need to be comfortable using the block button. We need to be comfortable with setting a boundary with other people. Because remember, if someone gets mad at your boundary, it means that they benefited from you not having them. I've had people in my comments, in real life, get mad at me, literally upset with me for blocking them, for muting them, whatever. That's not my problem. What I am focusing on is making sure that my space is healthy. I block people when they have crossed a line. And remember, the line is where you draw it. No one can tell you where your threshold is. No one can tell you where your line is. That is for you to decide. So if you believe that someone crossed your boundary or someone did something disrespectful to you, block them. And it doesn't need to be justified by anybody. No one gets to weigh in on, oh, why did she block her? What? It's not for you to decide. It's not your life, so it's not your problem. Next is focus on the good. So I mentioned this a little bit prior, but focusing on the good really helps your brain compartmentalize good versus bad. I am one of the people who can highlight a negative thing even though there are 10 positive things around me. I sulk in the negative. Why? Instead, I need to focus on the good. I need to focus on all the good that is encompassing me. All the people who are in my corner, all of the opportunities I get to experience, all of the love I have for what I do. Focus on the good, because when you focus on the good, the bad won't feel so bad. This always diffuses any situation. Next, I already mentioned this a little bit, but just to reiterate, someone will always be watching. You need to detach yourself from thinking that whatever your current situation is the best you're going to get. That's bullshit. You are literally just gearing up for better and better moments and better phases of your life. In the sphere of social media, which is really what I'm focusing on in this episode, there will always be someone watching. If there was a group of people who talk shit about you and bully you on social media, who gives a fuck? What you're sharing is clearly getting attention, because if it wasn't getting attention, there would not be shit talked about on it, right? All press is good press. Even if it seems like bad press, all press is good press. If someone is talking about you, that literally means that you're worth being talked about. Also means that they have nothing better to do and no one gives a shit when they talk about themselves. So they have to talk about you to stay relevant. That's what I've learned. So what you're going to do is continue on your path and continue to post and continue to share what you want to share, because there will literally be a new wave and a new class of people who will be behind you. It will evolve while you evolve, because it doesn't matter if a current group of people do not like what you're doing. It actually doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because tomorrow you can literally have a whole host of new people rooting for you. And then who were those other people? Oh yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. So you really need to focus on the good, and you really need to focus on the notion that there will be people who will be watching no matter what. It will help you continue on. It will help you be more consistent. It has helped me be so consistent. Once I started saying that really regularly, I realized, wait a minute, it doesn't matter that these people don't support me anymore because these other people will, and then these other people will. And it'll just be this cycle as you're just continuing moving up and up the ladder of success in your life. Also, the lesson I learned by people leaving is that they truly weren't even meant to be there for long. You've heard of people are meant to be in your life for like a phase or a season or whatever. That's how I feel about social media. People will move on. Just because people move on doesn't mean that there won't be people to replace them. You have to detach from the feeling of thinking you are one-dimensional. You are so multidimensional. You are so multifaceted. You are so deserving of people giving a shit about you because people will give a shit about you no matter who doesn't. You are quite literally clearing space for the right audience and the right people. And lastly, I want to talk about how your current circumstances don't control who you become. So back to the beginning of this episode is titled, They Don't Control Who You Become. That applies to people, but that also applies to your literal circumstances, things you experience, things in your path. Currently, I am dealing with an injury that came about very sudden and honestly rocked my world. It brought me back to me being 16 years old and having an injury that I thought was going to be the end of life. And yes, I was 16 and I was really dramatic, but as a 30-year-old, it broke me. I've had a lot of really, really, really dark days recently, and I felt myself going back into a shell. I felt myself losing my spark rapidly. The spark that I've literally grown so bright, cultivated over decades now, which is why I wanted to bring it to the podcast. I think I've said this on every other platform except for here where it matters the most. This podcast is my favorite part of my job. It's the part of my job that feels the most fulfilling. It's where I can be the most authentic, raw version of me. I am myself in all the forms of social media that I take, but something about the podcast, I fully feel like I'm pouring my heart out, sharing experiences that really matter to me and that have really impacted me. And I love the podcast so much. So with that being said, I wanted to share the story here. I haven't even shared it anywhere, but here we go. Because of this injury, it has really made me second guess so many things in my life. It has made me feel actually so scared, like the most scared I have felt ever. It has made me doubt all of the goals that I have dreamed so big for this year and beyond. And it's heartbreaking. As I'm filming right now, I actually do not know the extent to which the injury will impact the next few months. I don't know. Once I know, and once I'm ready to fully talk about it, I absolutely will. But for now, while I'm in this limbo, I think it is important to say that my current circumstance, what I'm dealing with right now, does not control who I become. I'm hurting right now, but I know that the pain is ultimately temporary, and I know that I will have happier days. I know that this is one small blimp in the story that I'm actively writing for my life. And even though I am hurting mentally, emotionally, and physically right now, that doesn't detract from all that I am and all the good that I've done for myself in my life. It was one of those things that it made me kind of go back in time and start thinking about all the things that I could do when I was fully able-bodied. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's such a badass. I've done so much and I plan to do so much more. And even though I feel very stagnant right now, I'm literally forced to be stagnant right now. Something about, I guess, this period of life is, I think, supposed to teach me something. I always do believe that. Like, I'm such an optimist, and I believe that everything, the good and the bad, is supposed to teach us something about ourselves. This season of life seems like it was very poor timing for this to happen, but maybe it was supposed to teach me something right here, right now. Something I've recently already clocked is that I go 10,000 miles an hour in my life, and this has actively made me slow down because I actually can't walk that fast right now. And I think I'm seeing life in a whole new lens that I never did. And I'm also having so much more compassion for people around me who deal with things that I don't think about because I don't experience it. So there are good things, good life lessons that I've already learned so far, and who knows what'll happen in more time. Trying my best to be optimistic is what I need right now in this season of my life where there is uncertainty, where I don't know what exactly is going to happen. I want to be strong for myself, and I feel like I always am. But it's also, I'm realizing, okay to not be so strong all the time because I can't. It's okay to speak up when I'm hurting. I don't need to fight in silence. There's a quote from Matthew McConaughey, love him, that I saw on TikTok that really resonated with me and really paints the picture of how I'm feeling right now with this predicament. He said, there will always be some sort of conflict going on in your life. You must try to enjoy life while you're still trying to solve the conflict. And I felt that so deeply. I felt that so deeply. I get very consumed with my environment. When something goes wrong, I'm definitely not the person to go to. I'm trying to be more level-headed, but I know that takes time. I'm trying to be more of an optimist when things are scary and when things are bad. That takes time. And I want to learn how to live my life even when the chips are down and even when we get a bump in the road. So only time will tell how everything plays out. But I know that what I'm feeling now does not determine who I will be. It just won't. I won't let it. And I hope that if you're experiencing something right now that maybe is really hard to talk about, or maybe you're still trying to grapple with the reality of your situation, like most things, what you're feeling is temporary. And you can be really, really comforted in that. How everything is literally temporary. We go through so much on a day-to-day. There are so many external factors that test us, test the fuck out of us, and make us question ourselves. But who are we at the end of the day? Do we have us? Are we strong in who we are? You will bend at times, but promise me that you will never break. And with that, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Misunderstood. Remember to rate the podcast 5 stars and follow it on Apple and Spotify. Join our Geneva group chat and meet some like-minded women to chat about the episodes and maybe meet in person one day. Hang out with me on my other socials, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram at NKMadani. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.